Are your best intentions accidentally just deepening your child's anxiety? It's a question that might stir a sense of worry, and it's also a courageous first step towards change. Let's discover together how to empower and encourage children to face their fears with confidence. Hi, I'm Kim Feeney with Butterfly Beginnings Counseling, and welcome to my channel. I'm a licensed independent social worker and a registered play therapist supervisor. I have over 10 years of experience helping children and families to lead healthier emotional lives so they can cope with big, challenging emotions. And I would love to do that for your family as well. So go ahead, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications on all the latest content. Hello, parents and caregivers. Today we're going to explore the journey of parenting and supporting the emotional growth of your children. We're going to have an important conversation about a common concern. Are we as adults enabling the anxiety for our children? Anxiety in children is complex and often misunderstood. Anxiety is a natural emotion, and sometimes without intending to, we might contribute to its persistence. Stay with me as we explore that fine line between support and enabling. And we'll learn together how to gently guide your child towards resilience and emotional wellness and strength. It's natural to want to protect your children from distress. And sometimes what we perceive as adults as protection can actually be enabling. This can happen when we consistently remove obstacles that cause that anxiety, rather than empowering and encouraging, allowing them to face and overcome these challenges and obstacles and fears. Enabling is when you allow your child to avoid their anxieties, rather than helping them to face them. And this can happen in a number of ways. For example, doing things for your child that they can do for themselves. Like, if your child is anxious about getting dressed, you might help them to get dressed, even though developmentally they know how to do it independently all by themselves. So we're telling our child they're not capable of doing things for themselves when we go ahead and do it, and it reinforces their anxiety. Another example is making excuses for your child's anxiety. Like, if your child is anxious about going to school, for example, you might tell their teacher that they're sick, they're not feeling well, even though they really are. Again, this is teaching your child they don't have to face their anxieties, and it can make their anxiety worse in the long run. Accommodating your child's anxiety to the point where it's interfering with their life. Again, for example, if your child is anxious about crowds, you might avoid going to places where large people are going to gather, where there are crowds. And this limits your child's experiences. It makes it harder for them to learn to manage and cope with their anxiety. If you're looking for some support on ways to help your child manage their anxiety, join our Facebook group for calm, empathetic, supportive parents and caregivers. And you can find that link to join down in the description. So, how do you know if you're enabling your child's anxiety? It starts with self-reflection. So asking yourself, am I often stepping in to solve problems for my child? Do I tend to avoid situations that might cause my child distress, even when they're developmentally appropriate activities for them? Enabling behaviors might look like speaking for your child when they're hesitant, completing tasks for them that they're developmentally and more than capable of doing, or even changing family routines to avoid potential anxiety triggers. And it's a delicate balance, it really is. On one hand, you want to shield them from the pain of the anxiety. And on the other hand, it's through facing their challenges that they grow. So go ahead, drop me a comment and let me know the ways that you feel you might be enabling your child's anxiety. So this enabling, it can have a number of negative effects on your child's anxiety. Let's see, it can make their anxiety worse. When you enable your child's anxiety, you're essentially teaching them that they don't have to face their fears. And in the long run, it makes the anxiety worse because they'll never learn how to manage it on their own. Enabling prevents them from living a full life. Because if you're constantly accommodating your child's anxiety, then they may not be able to do the things that they want or they need to do. And this can limit their experiences. And it makes it harder for them to develop into healthy, well-rounded, balanced adults. Enabling can also damage your relationship with your child. Again, if you are the one constantly rescuing your child from their anxieties, then they may start to see you as the enemy, as the problem. And then your relationships becomes damaged with them, and it makes it harder for you to help them in the long run. So in play therapy, we create a safe space. And in this safe space, children are allowed to express and explore their anxieties. Through the play, they learn to navigate their feelings, and they develop resilience. So if you've ever been wondering about your own interactions with your child and their anxieties, here's a place to start. Focus on support rather than avoidance. Encourage your child to talk about their fears and validate their feelings and emotions. Then brainstorm solutions together. Instead of enabling your child's anxiety, you, the parent, the caregiver, you can help them face their fears and learn to manage their anxiety. A few tips to help you out along the way. Talk to your child about their anxiety. Help them to understand what anxiety is and why they feel it. This helps them to normalize their anxiety and it becomes less overwhelming. Help your child to develop coping mechanisms. There are so many, a multitude number of coping mechanisms that can help children to manage their anxiety. Things like relaxation techniques, positive thinking, and exposure therapy. So talk to your child about what coping mechanisms might work for them, and then help them to practice them on a regular basis when they're calm. Setting boundaries. It's so important to set boundaries with your child so they don't come to rely on you to rescue them from their anxieties. If your child is anxious about going to school, you can let them know you understand their anxiety and that you still expect them to go to school. And if necessary, seek professional help. If you're struggling on your own to help your child, don't be afraid to seek professional help. A play therapist can help your child to understand and navigate and manage their anxiety. And the play therapist can also teach you how to best support and encourage your child. You'll find below a link to the Association for Play Therapy directory in the description. Remember, it's not about having a fearless child, and rather one who can feel the fear and move forward regardless. Each child is unique. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Cookie cutters are not going to work here. So if you're concerned about your child's anxiety or your response to it, keep in mind, enabling your child's anxiety is not the answer. It causes their anxiety to worsen, and it prevents them from living a full life. In addition, it damages your relationship with them. Instead, help your child to face their fears and learn to manage their anxiety by talking to them, by helping them to develop coping skills, by setting boundaries, and if necessary, seeking professional help. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for calm, empathetic, supportive parents and caregivers using the link down below in the description. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with a friend. Until next time, wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.